Okay, so we're back again with another episode of Minding Our Business. I'm Nina.
And I'm Bobby.
We went straight into the intro today, didn't we? Normally we have a little bit of a chat first.
Just because we've had about 50 chats already that we've deleted.
I also read something recently. I don't know where it was.
You didn't read anything. I know what you saw.
What?
When you go out for dinner, put your phone on airplane mode.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
Shall I tell you where you thought you read it?
Where?
On the reel that you sent me from Simon Sinek.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to act like, do you know what?
I wasn't trying to act like anything. I didn't know if it was like a quote or something that I read.
I've read this somewhere in an article that I read. You read no articles.
As if I don't read articles. Of course I read articles.
On what?
Articles like...
On what?
It's just ridiculous. You've just said a really ridiculous thing.
What was the last article you read?
What? So someone reads books but they don't read articles. What does that make you? More intelligent or something?
No, articles about, like, okay, so this...
Okay, I read articles on Medium. Have you been on Medium?
No.
Right, okay. There are several, so many different articles on there.
What was the last one you read?
I can't remember. I didn't.
must have been really moving then.
I do not actively go on there on a day-to-day basis, babe. Every now and again, if something takes I get emails from them, and if I find it interesting, I'll go over and I'll read it. Anyway, I do think that's a good idea. Actively put your phone on airplane mode when you are going into different parts of your home or wherever. Don't feel like you have to take your phone with you everywhere.
I don't.
Now, if you leave a room and you go into another room, stop going for your phone. Just leave it in a place. Don't feel like, otherwise you end up relying on it. It's actually so crazy how much people rely on their phones.
I know, I've heard that people don't even, people stop remembering stuff. They've set reminders for everything.
Listen, I know you're talking about me there.
Oh,
babe.
do you do that?
Yeah, I have a reminder for everything.
Oh, so you started watching that nonsense on TV last night.
What nonsense?
Like Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. I love that show. I just find it so interesting. Just what people are like and how they chat to each other now. I love the US one. This is a UK one. Oh my God. There is some stuff going down at the moment. I actually cannot believe some of them.
Yeah, so what annoyed you about it?
Well, he was quite judgmental, so I can't remember his exact words, but he actually said that. He said, I'm quite a judgmental person. She's a makeup artist, and I don't know what he does. I think he said he's a PR exec or something. He said, I kind of just assumed that because you're a makeup artist that you care a lot about how you look, which I understand. And again, we discussed this last night. I understand the stigma attached to it. He then went on to insinuate that as a makeup artist, she wouldn't have much ambition in life. It annoyed me because I dealt with that when I first...
Not with me, you didn't?
No, not with you.
No.
Clearly not with you. But just people in general. And this kind of... I think it was probably a little bit worse when I started because now, it's a bit different now. I think that there's just so many makeup artists now, people are creating amazing businesses out of it. Back when I started, it was probably more of that stigma attached to it than what there is now. At some point during our time together, I remember you saying to me that you've noticed that I don't like just being classed as a makeup artist or something along those lines. You were questioning me. You're like, why do you care about what people think and stuff like that? And this is kind of it. This is why I always, or for so long, have gone on about I don't want to just be a makeup artist. I want to venture out. I want to be able to do other things within this industry. I guess that's why it is. But at the same time, I don't dislike it because I feel like it's pushed me to do other things and kind of broaden my horizon, if that makes sense.
I could feel the anger raging in the room.
Yeah.
I felt the energy change in the room. And I could feel your anger building up. I was like, right, something's rattled there.
Yeah, I had to pause it to vent.
Yeah. It doesn't really bother me what your title is. And I think people are hung up on their job titles too much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as fussed now as what I was then.
Yeah, but...
Because I feel like...
You're not, but I still think a lot of the people in the world are.
Yeah, I agree.
Their job title defines them and who they are, which it doesn't. I feel nowadays people feel like, I need to be who I am as a job title and bring that to the table before, like what that guy's saying, before they want to, get together with someone.
Yeah.
All right, here's an example. My mum and dad, when they met each other, they didn't have their job titles. and
Yeah.
they built a life together. When you and we met, I was doing something very different to what I'm doing now, and you are doing now what you're doing is very different to what you're doing back then. You come together, who knows what's going to happen in your life.
Yeah.
So when people meet and they're like, oh, this is what I do for a living, there's no guarantee unless you're in like a specific field. And even then, there's no guarantee that you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So why not take the person at face value and who they are,
Exactly.
rather than what they do for a living? Okay, fine. You know, like if you came to me and you said, oh yeah, I'm a bum, you know, I don't do anything for a living.
And I was proud of it.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, okay,
That'd be
maybe,
a different story.
yeah, maybe. But then that isn't because that's because of your outlook on life, your mindset.
Yeah.
That's why I'm chosen not to pursue it anymore.
But again, even that can change in people.
It can, but at that time, I don't need that. Do you see what I mean? At that
Yeah.
time, but I'm not going to think, oh, you know, that person's really nice to me, but do you know what? She's not earning $100,000 a year, therefore, I'm not really interested.
Yeah, that's wrong, I think.
There you go. So then that's why I don't.
You're in
agree
it for
with
the wrong reasons then, I think.
A lot of people ask me first thing, oh, what do you do? What's it to you? What's my title? What do I do? There you go. I don't have one.
But it's true. But this is why I find it so difficult to tell people what I do as well. Like both of us, what do you tell them? Like
exactly.
There's so many different things that we do. What are you supposed to say?
So, and ultimately, I think it's none of their business.
Yeah, and it just actually is really pretty crazy that people, they base their opinion on you when they first meet you based on what you do. Like, you don't need to label someone with anything. Like, why don't you just see what they're like as a person?
It's like my dad had a factory and they made car mud flaps.
Yeah.
What kind of
How
job?
do you, what do you, yeah.
So what does he go around? People don't want to know because what do you do for a living? I make mud flaps.
I think it would just be quite refreshing if that wasn't the first thing that people want to know. Conversations would go very differently.
It's not even that people just want. It's like some people love to throw it in your face. This is what I do. I don't even ask people what do you do,
Yeah.
and that I think that annoys people.
But this is
And then they want to tell me, oh, this is what I do.
But this is what I mean. How different and refreshing would a conversation be if you didn't bring in like what you do? It would actually be quite a nice conversation because you have to get to know each other then, don't you?
What as a couple?
No, anyone, any two people meeting each other, regardless of just randomly. Like
Yeah.
how different would conversations go?
No, no. But it is what it is. I just think like that. I know it annoyed you out last night.
Yeah, it did because I haven't heard something like that in a long time.
I think if somebody don't want to be with me because
Yeah.
of what I did, I think they've done me a favour.
Well, yeah, you've
Yeah.
saved yourself a lot of trouble.
Because it says a lot more about you than it does about me. So if you don't want to be with me because of what you think I do for a living, no problem.
Yeah. Moving on to something else that's just come to mind. Last night, when you tried to scare me.
Jeez, that went wrong as well, didn't it?
No, but at night time, I've told you, like, at night time, like, there are certain things that don't do. Like, for example, like, I don't know if anyone else is like this, but, like, if it's nighttime, don't play the kind of jokes with me that will keep me up at night or might kind of give me a nightmare or something.
You don't even know if it's going to keep you up at night.
Okay, let me just like lay out the scene for you what happened last night. So obviously we've got a long corridor that goes through the apartment that goes to the end of the apartment back to our bedroom, and he's already in the bedroom. So I've turned the lights off and I'm walking down the corridor, and then all I see is him in the doorway of our bedroom, just standing there staring at me, but he's opened his eyes really wide. So you can just see the white, like it's, and that's doing stuff like that at night time is like, don't do that to me at night time because I just have that image in my head. I'm not saying like it like really scares me to the point where I'm like, oh my God, but I'm just saying like, I don't want to see those kind of things.
You acted like that last night.
Yeah, but I don't want to see those things at night. I'm surprised you stopped the other thing.
What, lying on the floor?
Yeah. Do you know what he was doing to me for a while? Randomly, I'd walk into a room. He must have seen it. It's on TikTok where he's on the floor and his head's just poking out of nowhere, and it scared the life out of me the first few times that he did it. And then there's this one time, the one time you actually videoed it, you filmed it, I had no reaction. I was so used to it. Yeah, you have a habit of obviously playing these little pranks on me, which you wouldn't be you if you didn't. Sometimes it scares. I think that's a fun part about you, that you do these things. Like, I genuinely do think it's funny. They make me laugh. Sometimes it really scares the life out of me. I'll probably have a split second, like, being freaked out by it. But then I'll also think to myself, well, that's another part of you that I love.
What about when I scared Raj?
Oh my God, that was the funniest thing. So this is in our first apartment when we moved to Dubai. Him and my youngest sister came over to stay, and we had a spare bedroom. So both of them were going to stay in that spare bedroom, but he was like, I don't want to sleep in the bedroom with her. So he was like, I'm going to sleep on the sofa. We had this like huge sofa. We could get out of our apartment through a back door through our old bedroom. There's a corridor, and you could come round and go to the front door, which was where the lounge was, right? Where he was sleeping. So basically, we said goodnight and everything, lights are all off, and then what happened?
I went out and then banged on the door.
He went out, went round to the front door, so he's outside, and then he starts banging on the front door. My brother got so scared. What happened? He turned around, he was like, oh, that's it.
You went and slept with
He went and slept with my sister. He's like, oh, I'm not sleeping in here now. So,
Shall I tell you the best prank I ever played?
what?
On your dad.
Oh my God. So basically, he was over for a week. This is again in our first apartment. He was here for a week on his own. No one else was with him, so he was getting a bit of work done. And it was Father's Day. He's really busy, I remember. It was Father's Day, and we were like, look, let's go out, let's do something. He was like, no, I've got way too much work to do. So we're like, okay. So we thought, you know what? Let's book him a massage. So we got a massage booked for him for someone to come home. We were like, Dad, we've booked you a massage. And he's like, oh my God, guys, you shouldn't have. He's on the phone when she turns up. So she turns up, she goes into the spare room, sets up the bed, puts some music on and everything, right? He is still on the phone and he's like, oh, like just super flustered and busy. Anyway, puts the phone down, gets in the room, starts the massage. What Bobby did was put a speaker in that room under the bed, right? I didn't know that he was going to do this. He put a speaker there.
Connected it, Bluetooth on my phone.
Yeah.
And then started playing fart noises.
Not continuously, not so that it's unrealistic, but to the point.
Every so often.
Every now and again. We were literally in stitches in the other room. We were laughing so much because we didn't know how loud it was or what was happening. All we knew that this massage was still going ahead. We didn't even tell him, did we?
No.
When he got out. He didn't say anything to us. He was like, that's a great massage. We were like, oh, okay, maybe the sound didn't work. Anyway, that evening we went out for dinner and we were like, how was your massage? He said it was really good. He goes, do you know what though? She farted midway. She farted midway through the massage. We couldn't stop laughing. So he thought that she farted. She must have thought that he farted. He said he was on his stomach at that point and she was massaging his back. And then apparently the noise came out of the speaker. So at that moment, he basically twitched like that because he just kind of like jumped a little bit, and because he thought she did it, and she's massaging him. She obviously thought he did it. He just literally thought it was a genuine fart. He genuinely thought that the therapist just kind of like farted. So that was really funny when we did that.
Oui.
Yeah, I like to take credit for some of that, even though I had nothing to do with it. It was just funny. So, yeah, I do enjoy your pranks, babe. As much as they scare me, and sometimes I might have a bit of a reaction immediately, I do enjoy them. It's what makes you, you. I did have a bit of sleep paralysis over the last couple of nights. I don't know if anyone else has ever experienced this, but it's the worst thing. It's horrible.
It's not great for the person sleeping with you either.
No, it can't be, but it's even worse when it's you, babe. Let me explain what this is in case some of you listening or watching don't understand. Sleep paralysis is when you're sleeping, but your mind wakes up before your body does. So that's why it's called sleep paralysis. So mentally, your mind is fully awake, but your body is still asleep. So the two are disconnected. So basically your mind is trying to wake your body up, but your body is not responding. I've read up on it and I did a bit of research on how not to panic. Like, it's just so easy to panic when it happens. And it's actually the worst thing that you could do. It's not just like you're awake, but you don't know what's going on. Like, you're fully mentally awake. So you can calm yourself down. It's like I'm fully in my senses when I'm awake, but my body is completely disconnected. So you have to then try and get the person next to you to wake you up. And unfortunately, what happens is because your body is basically paralyzed, your mind is trying to get some kind of noise out. You're trying to basically, it sounds so normal to you in your head, but it's not when it translates, because obviously your body is like just not reacting. So you make these weird noises, and really what you're trying to say is, can you wake me up? You're trying to get the person next to you to nudge your body. The minute your body gets kind of touched or nudged, you're awake, your body is awake. It just needs that kind of quick shock for your body to wake up.
Do you know, since you've told me this whole story, I've gone into sleep paralysis.
Basically, that's the noise, what he's doing.
There you go, what? No, have you waking me up?
How would you have explained that then?
What, sleep paralysis?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what it means.
Do you know, I don't even know what it is, but...
How is it that I've just spent that long explaining it and you still don't know what it is?
It seems like an episode of Inception or something.
Yeah, well, it does feel like that. Inception was my favourite movie, by the way.
No shit.
It's going to come out in the cinema again soon, and I can't wait to go.
I thought that was Interstellar.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of Interstellar. Okay, yeah, I've got those mixed up. Inception's great as well. But yeah, I was thinking of Interstellar.
So if you're thinking of Interstellar, how was your sleep paralysis? What's that got to do with Interstellar?
Well,
where they fly to a parallel universe.
Yeah, because I believe in that stuff.
Inception's a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
So which one is it?
Okay, yeah, I got the two mixed up. But yeah, it's not very nice, and when I make those weird noises, then Bobby has to wake me up.
Even your brother, he talks in his sleep. I remember he was like sleeping on the sofa once, and so I sat in, and then he's like mumbled something,
Yeah.
and then he got up and he's like, I just said something, didn't I?
Yeah.
And what about when he got scared when he was watching the horror film? When we were watching that Invisible Man, he's so adamant he actually didn't get scared.
Yeah.
When there's that scene and he jumped and he's like, whoa! And he's like, that didn't scare me. He goes, I just wanted to see all of your reactions. And I was like, you blatantly just got scared there.
Yeah. So we have a staycay coming up. Are you excited about that? I am.
Yeah, I'm very tired.
I cannot wait for that.
Forget your staycay.
Yeah.
You've got another press trip, haven't you?
I know, I've got a press trip coming up. I'm so excited about it.
And back to New York.
Going to New York, yeah. Really excited about it. Can't wait. So
I'm pretty lucky. That's twice this year you're going to New York.
I know. I genuinely didn't think I'd be going again this year, especially without you. Like, I have to admit, I love our trips together. I'd much rather you be there, but obviously you can't make it. So, looks like it's just going to be me.
Pretty gutted.
Yeah.
I love New York.
I love New York. I really do.
I have to say it's probably one of my favourite cities in the world. So the last time we stayed, where? Fifth Avenue.
Fifth
Central
Avenue,
Park.
yeah. That was amazing. Staying at the Plaza.
Before that, it was Times Square.
Yeah. Do you know what I realised the other day? I was scrolling and like some other podcasts, like, you know, a lot of people are obviously doing podcasts now, and I genuinely didn't think I'd ever be doing one. But I was thinking, most podcasts that you come across are pretty serious, like they discuss serious topics. And like, ours is just so lighthearted. Like, I really hope that people actually based on the comments, like people do enjoy it. But I just think it's quite nice to have something where you're not constantly like there's so much serious, stressful stuff going on in the world. I think that it can just be nice to just switch off sometimes. So that's what you want. This is the podcast for you. Okay, so what has annoyed you? We're going to add something new, right? We've both agreed on. We're going to add something new with the podcast, which is basically what has annoyed you this week on social media.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think you should start.
Okay.
You were right, actually, because he basically said there always seems to be something that annoys us on social media, so why don't we add this?
Do you know, so your sister messaged, didn't she? She was like, what have you done? You've given this man
A platform, yeah.
to vent.
Yeah, she was like, what have you done? You've literally basically just given this man a platform to vent. And I was like, yeah, basically. It's quite funny. So I think it's a good thing that we're going to add. So we're going to kick it off with Bobby.
Okay, I can tell you now. Someone stuck their tongue out to the side with a peace sign. That video.
What video?
When people take a video of themselves and they think they're cool, and then at the end they finish it with them sticking
With the
it.
tongue sticking out.
Yeah, to the side. What's that about?
Does that annoy you?
Yeah.
I don't think I've done that.
Please
I
don't.
don't think there are any pictures of me like that. Or
No,
videos.
I'll even show you the person who did it.
What, do they usually do it?
I've never seen them do it before.
Oh, okay. It's this TV person.
Yeah.
That's like her. I thought you meant just a little bit. Her tongue is fully out.
It doesn't matter. A little bit out. I don't. What is that?
I don't know. I guess it's like how people were doing the peace sign for like ages, right? It's like similar to that. They're just doing something. People just don't just smile and leave it at that anymore. I'm guilty of it too. Not of the tongue thing, but of the peace sign. Like, I've done that sometimes.
I hate that.
There's so much stuff that you hate.
What is that?
What, the peace sign or just
No,
both,
no,
the whole
if
thing?
okay, we've got some friends over, we've had dinner, they're about to leave. On the way out, they're like, "I'll see you later." Would they do that?
For those of you listening and not watching, he's just done the peace sign and his tongue's sticking out. So, this week I was on social media and I was just generally scrolling. And when you're scrolling, you can see the odd comment underneath each post. And I saw this comment from someone. I don't know whose account it was, but it was some celebrity, and someone had left, a random person had left a comment which was really mean. And I just remember looking at it thinking, that's really horrible. And I remember going onto the post, and then it just got me looking at the comments. Most of them are nice, but then you get the odd person who leaves a really mean comment about the way that the person looks. Like, either like physically, like as in like their face or their weight or something like that. And it just got me really annoyed by it, because I just kind of thought to myself, who are these people that think it's acceptable to do that? Like, what are you doing with your life? Like, these people sit there behind their screens, will not openly say it because they haven't got the guts to say it in front of anyone, but will say these things as if they're living the perfect life. So it annoys me when you have people who think that they can criticize other people when they're doing far less in their lives, probably. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give them any credit, because people like that I just think are horrible people in general, and that's why they probably won't get where they want to get to in life.
Trolls.
Yeah, trolls. Like, what are you sitting at home doing? Why don't you go off and do something with your life? But yeah, that really annoyed me. That's my little vent. That really annoyed me this week.
So you know that would you rather?
Are we doing the would you rather? We've gone straight into it.
Well...
Okay, yeah, it's fine, we can. I'm just saying, I need to be prepared for this, yeah.
Okay, so would you rather be
Yeah.
pretty and unintelligent,
Yeah.
or unintelligent and pretty?
Hold on, pretty and intelligent?
Unintelligent.
Unintelligent, or pretty and intelligent?
No, unintelligent and pretty.
What are you talking about? It's the same thing. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So what? Did you see someone do this and they completely failed it?
No, I wanted to see what you'd say.
Did you see how intelligent I was?
Yeah. So
Do you have an actual would you rather?
So would you rather be pretty and unintelligent, or intelligent and not very good looking?
Intelligent and not very good looking.
Did I tell you what I think?
What?
I'd rather be not very good looking and intelligent,
Why?
because I think looks fade.
Yeah, true.
Talking about this subject, I saw somebody else talk about this the other day, and they're talking to their couple, right? In a couple. Like, I have no idea what your ideal man. Like, if I was watching TV, like, who would be your ideal man? Like, who you think is hot? I've said Tom Hardy a few times, and you get well defensive about it. So I think it's Tom Hardy.
No.
I've said it a few times,
I don't
and
know why everyone seems to think it's Tom Hardy for me. Someone else said that as well. I think it might have been Raj. Oh, Nina, you like Tom Hardy. And I'm like, when have I ever...
I think there must be something.
I've probably said in passing at one point that, oh, like, you know, he's a good-looking guy. I'm not like, oh yeah, my top one's Tom Hardy.
Who is it?
I'll be honest, I think over the years it's changed. Now, when I watch, like, if I'm talking about a celebrity, see, it would still be someone who looks similar to you. Like, for example...
Listen, I'm not going to get offended, right? So we've got an amnesty here. I said that it's an amnesty. There's no offence that's going to be taken here, so you can say whoever you want.
I'm going to.
So you don't have to say, oh, they have to look like me.
I'm not saying it because of that. Okay. Hear me out.
Because now you're going to mention an actor that looks nothing like me, and everybody's going to be like, huh? Oh, yeah.
Okay, hear me out, right? There's a couple that I think are like really good looking. I can't remember this actor's name, but he looks similar to the guy in Kingdom. Frank Grillo is in Kingdom.
Yeah.
There's another actor who looks similar to him. Like that kind of look, which I think is similar to you, right? With the whole beard, the dark beard and everything.
Do you know what? Okay, so here's one. No,
hold
on.
What?
So we watched a whole series of Kingdom.
Yeah.
During COVID.
Yeah.
Nina sent Frank Grillo a DM, and he DM'd her back, and she would not stop going on about it. And now I know why.
No, I didn't send him a DM because of that.
What was it because
Can I
of?
be honest? Like I've said, at that point, I genuinely hadn't. I didn't think to myself, I'm watching this and I think he's really good looking. I think that is the type of person that I would go for physically, right?
So you didn't get so excited that he messaged back?
Yeah, I did get excited, but I'd get excited if there was any other celebrity that
Oh,
I'm
it
watching
just so
on
happened
TV.
that it was Frank Grillo.
He actually messaged back. That was flipping crazy. I was like, thanks. Like, for example, if I had a message back from like a female, I'd get just as excited.
Okay, so
Which I have done. So like if I've like for example, okay, fair enough, I've met them because I've done their makeup, but like
not about to name drop, are you?
yeah, like Natalie Emmanuel
here we go.
from Fast and
More
Furious.
more plugs.
If I had to name a couple of others, I'd say Matthew McConaughey. He's got a very kind of all-American kind of vibe.
I knew that one.
How did you know that?
I could tell every time we put on Interstellar.
Oh no, but he's a bit older in Insta. I'm talking about when he was younger. There is no one that I kind of think, oh my God, this, you know, like you hear some people in there like, oh my God, this actor or this singer or this so-and-so, this celebrity, oh my God, they're so fit or they're so like this. They're so, I don't have that.
Okay. All right. Readers'
What
questions.
about you?
What?
You've got to answer this. What about you?
That was my question.
This is not, you have a question and I can't ask a question back. So
No, but you
my
can't ask me
question
the same
back-
question back. Like, I've brought some quite interesting questions to this podcast that you've had to answer.
Okay.
So you can't ask my own questions back at me.
Yeah, but you normally answer them too. So I'm asking you, who is yours? Because I kind of know because you kind of like let it slip a few years ago, like mid relationship, mid marriage, I found out who you used to like. I don't know if you still do. When you were younger. What about now? You don't? Is there not anyone now?
Not my ideal woman on TV.
Yeah, on TV. Just physically, right?
Yeah, who do you think? Let me see if you can guess.
I'd say someone like Scarlett Johansson.
Absolutely wrong.
Really?
Yeah, very wrong.
Is it someone like Salma Hayek or something?
Yeah.
Salma Hayek?
Yeah.
Okay. Be like Sophia.
Yeah.
Is it Sophia?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Sofia Vergara.
Is it her?
Sophia,
Really?
I think my top three would probably be in no particular order in case you're watching
Yeah.
any one of these three.
Oh, in case those three celebrities are watching this podcast.
Never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be Sofia Vergara,
Yeah.
Vergara, whatever her name is, Sofia Vergara, Penelope Cruz, and Salma Hayek.
Ooh, I see a common theme there.
What?
All brunette,
Correct.
tanned,
Correct.
all kind of like curvy.
Correct.
Interesting. Good one. Okay, so should we get into some listener messages?
Yeah.
This one is so glad to be able to listen on Spotify. Your podcast and your interactions with each other is really cool and so funny too. Bobby's opinion on read receipts is interesting. I have actually always kept it off, because some people get into a tiff if they see you read but didn't reply. I found that so annoying, so I turned them off.
That's a them problem.
What?
If they've read that, if they know that you've read your message and you haven't replied.
Yeah, but she found it annoying.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like, she shouldn't have to worry about it, right? It's not your issue.
Yeah, that's their problem.
Yeah.
So you read and reply when you need to.
Yeah.
But at least you've let the other person know that you've acknowledged the message.
Yeah.
Right? So that was my point.
Yeah.
So it wasn't I expect you to respond immediately now that you've read it.
Yeah, I think let's make that clear because I was wondering this after as well. Like maybe people might have thought it in that way, but I agree with you.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, if I've sent you a message, all I need is acknowledgement that you've read my message.
Yeah.
So I know, right? Okay, you've read the message. Like, rather than leave me hanging. Like, I don't know now. Have you read my message? Have you not?
Yeah.
Like, do I need to follow this up? Then do I look needy because now I followed this message up? Like, I'm not expecting a response immediately.
Yeah.
But I just know now that you've read the message.
So I think ultimately what we're trying to say is when we were talking about read receipts on the last episode, it's not so much that we're like, oh my God, you need to reply straight away, like what you just said. It's just annoying when you don't know. You don't know what's going on. Like, have they read it? Like, it's just a bit kind of like up in the air.
Because now you've basically told me that I don't care. I like whether you know if I've listened to you or not.
Yeah. So basically, continuing, she said, I found that annoying, so I turned them off as I often read them, but then reply later when I have time. See, this is good because some people will read them and then you don't even know if they read them, like if they read them, and then later on they message you, but they don't even acknowledge what your last message was.
There we go.
That is what I find really rude and annoying. It's like and it's exactly what you said. You're speaking to someone, and then all of a sudden they just turn around and walk away.
There you go. That's my point.
That's the part that I find rude. So for anyone out there,
So it's not that I'm expecting you to respond immediately to my
no,
message.
it's just I think it's just common courtesy. It's just having some manners, isn't it? Which some people don't have. So anyway, for the would you rather stay in the exact same 5-star resort hotel in the same city every year for every holiday, or be able to travel anywhere in the world but only allowed to stay in hotels? Oh, but only
What?
allowed to stay in hostels, not hotels.
You can't stay anywhere other than 5-star hotel.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I need it to be nice, spacious, clean. I do like that.
And I can rough it out. So I'd rather go and stay in a new city,
Yeah.
personally.
What, and rough it out?
Yeah. And see more of the world.
Yeah, and obviously I'd like to see more of the world, but I want to see a lot
That's
more
not
of
a
the
what if
world
though,
in
is it?
5-star. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because at the end of the day, I have certain standards, you have certain standards, everyone has their own standard. I'm not going to sit here and apologise for the standards that I have worked so hard to try and get to and then say, oh, I'm really sorry that I enjoy that. I like it. End of.
What are your standards? What do I call them?
I don't know, something princess or something. What is it? What do you call them? What do you call them?
Boujee.
What is wrong with liking nice things? There's nothing wrong with that.
My favourite restaurant. Okay, so where we live, here we go. Where we live, Dubai, is labelled as one of the most pretentious cities in the world. What's my favourite restaurant? It's a
Hashmi.
Yeah, there you go. A little restaurant.
Yeah. Super cheap, really good food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I equally like their
Yeah, I
food.
know. So this is what I mean. So if you said to me, where would I rather go and eat? At a bougie 5-star restaurant.
When we go and eat, right? If we go to restaurants, are you telling me that I'm always like, let's go? If anything, I'd rather go to a just chilled out place.
When we went on safari, I took you to a 5-star camp.
That's an exception, babe. Right? That's an exception because there's flipping snakes and
What,
stuff.
there wasn't any in the tent?
It's a tent in the middle.
It's not actually a tent, is it?
It basically is, but
No,
they've
it's not.
made it look all nice.
No, it's a room that's made to look like a tent.
Okay, yeah, but come on. I'm not good with creepy crawlies, bugs, or anything like that. We're talking like the biggest bugs ever in this place. Like we're talking about it could be a snake, which at one point we were walking back to the tent and it was dark and there were loads of like mongoose or something. And the only reason they're ever there in like herds of them is because there's a snake there.
Who told you that?
You did. Did you tell me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
after.
After. That's why that stuff scares me. It's like you don't know what's going to come into the room.
But that was 5-star.
That's an exception. Yeah, but you're living in basically like
I love that.
wildlife. Like I'm a bit like I get a bit worried about stuff like that. But anywhere else in the world, if I want to stay somewhere, yeah, I do want to stay somewhere nice because I just feel like you get to a point where you've worked so hard and you're always working and you want to be able to enjoy these things. But when it comes to like if we go out for a meal, honestly, I'd rather go to a casual place. I just don't want to have to dress up. Like once in a while going to a nice kind of boujee, whatever you want to call it, a boujee restaurant, fair enough. Especially if it's well known for the food. But if it's somewhere like casual, I quite enjoy that because you can just go relaxed. Someone else has commented saying, I'm so glad that you and Bobby are going to continue your vlog stroke podcast. I can appreciate not wanting to share every detail of your life, but I enjoy the banter and you both make me laugh. I love it. Thank you so much. That's a really nice message. It's actually really nice to know that when, you know, people are enjoying the podcast and like they're watching it, they're finding it funny. Like we don't actually set out to be funny. I think most of the funny side of it comes from you. I'm not generally a funny person, but I think it's really nice when you...
Well, this is completely non-scripted. I have nothing, no notes.
Yeah.
So literally you lead the conversation and it's just me.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you so much. We have another one. Again, I'm not reading out the names because they're mixed up, so I don't know based on the username what the actual name is. Someone's put, I was having a horrible morning at work. Then I sat during my lunch break and watched your episode. It was exactly what I needed for the rest of my day. Thank you both for the laughs. Keep them coming. That's really nice. That makes me happy because it makes me feel like if someone's having a bad day and then they watch this and then they find it funny and it just even makes them laugh once, I feel like that is really fulfilling for me. What about you? How does that make you feel? Because obviously this is the first time you're coming on and like actually being in front of the camera and knowing that people are watching you. Like I've obviously gone through all that with the other channel. Like how do you feel with it? Hearing things like this.
It's fulfilling to hear, but I find it weird that I'm making like people that I don't know laugh.
Because you've never met them. Yeah, but it's nice. Yeah. I think it's really nice.
It's fulfilling, so I'm glad I've had
an impact.
A positive impact on someone's life.
Yeah, I think that's the part that's really satisfying out of it. Yeah, those are our kind of comments done. We did have more, but obviously I'm not going to go through every single one. We just pick out some of the best bits. You've kind of done your would you rather, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my would you rather. I've got a good one here, and I've seen this trending on TikTok.
Oh, you've got one?
Yeah.
It's not one that your brother's asked you to do?
No, this is my... Well, even now, I didn't come up with it. It's trending on TikTok. So I've seen them do, like, loads of videos going around of this, and it'll be interesting to know. I kind of think I know what you're going to say. Let's see. Think about it. Don't just say it because you think it's the obvious thing to go for. So would you rather, if you had to choose one thing for the rest of your life, would you rather, 1, a clean house, 2, dinner on the table, or 3, me looking good?
Clean house.
I knew you were going to pick that. I just knew it was going to be the clean house.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, the thing is...
I didn't have to think about that. The minute you said clean house,
I knew that's what you're going to go for.
I was there all along.
Okay. Well, most of the TikToks that I've seen, like the husbands that are being asked, they get really stuck on this. They're just sitting there like, I've really got to think about this. But okay, that was a very quick answer. So that's my would you rather done for the week.
That was a fail, wasn't it? You thought you were going to...
I really want to get you... Like, I need some would you rathers, guys, like, so that I can ask him and he's literally stumped. That's what I want. I want to see you really stuck.
I love a clean house.
Yeah.
I think your home should look like a showroom.
I know you think that. That's what it looks like.
It doesn't
Most
look
of the time
like
it. Like no one lives here.
No, it doesn't.
But yeah, how did you think today went? How did you think the podcast went today?
Yeah, I think it went all right. That was about...
What?
The viewers tell us, or the listeners, they tell us how they...
Yeah, let us know what you think, guys.
I do find it helps me vent, though, about stuff that annoys me.
Do you... Actually, that's really interesting. Do you actually find that
Yeah, because I feel like once a week I just come
it.
along and then when people agree with me, they're like, oh yeah, that's right.
It makes you feel
and
better.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not the only one.
Do you feel like once you've spoken about it, it's kind of like you feel like you've let it out now?
Yeah.
Well, that's actually good.
But it still annoys me. It's not like I've let it out and that's it, not put it to bed.
No, obviously it still annoys you, but I mean, you feel better about it, right? Because you have let it out.
Yeah. So I think your sister hit the nail on the head. It has given me a platform to vent.
Well, let's see what happens on the next one. I'm sure let's see what the week holds and see what we have to speak about on the next one.
Next week we're on a staycay, so that's not much going to be happening, is it?
Yeah, but I'm sure there's always stuff that we talk about after staycays.
Oh, I hope we don't bump into people.
Yeah, exactly. When we like see people, sometimes if we bumped into them or someone's annoying, you'll always get some annoying person in the pool, won't you? We'll talk about this on the next one. We've got loads. I know already that we're going to have loads to talk about on the next one.
I tell you, no, hold on.
What?
Last time we went on the staycay, what did we hear when we come back to the room?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There was someone in the room opposite us.
Literally.
They were making a lot of noise. Like, as in, they genuinely did not care.
Hold on, we were walking down the corridor after dinner. It wasn't even that late.
No, it wasn't. It was like
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Walking back to the room. And down the corridor, I was like, what? It sounds like someone's getting beaten up here.
No, it wasn't. No.
And then as you got closer, it wasn't getting somebody...
Oh my God, it was so funny. I was just like, what? How does this person not care?
The funniest was the housekeeper that walked by.
What did he do? He walked
He just
past.
looked at me and like he knew what was going on. Like it's normal for him.
That was funny. So let's see if we have any chat, any holiday chat, any vacation chat after the next staycay we have.
Yeah, let's see.
So I'm hungry now, so I think we should go and eat. So guys,
I better stop the podcast then. Nina's hungry.
yeah, I'm hungry now. So I hope you've enjoyed it today. If there are any questions, let us know. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and also if you think anyone else is going to enjoy this podcast, then hit share. Maybe share it on WhatsApp or, wherever you are online. But we have enjoyed chatting today, and we're going to see you next time. So bye. You're not going to say bye?
Oh, bye.
Okay, bye guys.